On today's video, the many uses of a dead man switch.
This is the Old Guy Network.
Yep.
Welcome back to the Old Guy Network. I'm the old guy, the OG Jay. You knew that already. And yeah, I'm here in the trailer hood, and we're getting ready for this new video I'm doing. And before I do that, though, I do want to remind you to please go to the subscribe button, hit that, subscribe to the channel. You won't miss any of the videos. Hit like, hit share, hit all the YouTube things, and it just makes life a lot better for me. And, you know, that's what it's all about, right? And if you get a chance, head on over to the Old Guy Network shop, and you can pick up things like this coffee mug. Look at this. Oh, I'm holding it wrong. Yeah, look at that. Isn't that beautiful? I have all kinds of overpriced stuff on there that you can purchase, and it does help out the channel, and you know, makes life a lot easier for me. It's getting colder. I'm going to need to buy some more propane for heat, so I do appreciate it when you do that. So today, what we're talking about is something that sounds kind of scary. This is October after all, so we're heading into Halloween, and why not have something scary? It's really not scary. It's called a dead man switch. What a dead man switch is, and I'll show you what one is. This is a dead man switch. This is a foot switch. Got this at Harbor Freight for $16.99. Just under 17 bucks. What a deal, huh? You can also get handheld ones, or you can use this as a handheld one. Basically, what this is you plug something into this, and in order to use that something, you have to depress the switch. Now, if something happens to you, you lose your balance, or God forbid, death, that's why they call it a dead man switch, your foot comes off the pedal, and the power goes out, and whatever dangerous thing you're using stops working. So they are very, very handy to have. I did fractal burning for a while. You look over here. I'll show you a little example. And one of the reasons why I bought this one was because I was going to hook this up to the fractal burner, which is a high power transformer, and have it far away from the piece that I was burning. And that way, in order to make it work, you have to press down on the switch. And once I step off the switch, it would be safe. But there are so many more things you can do with one of these. I'm going to pick up a bunch more because you can use these not just for the fractal burner. You can use these for anything that you think is going to either be dangerous, or sometimes it's just a matter of convenience. So let's head on out to the shop. We're going to put this to use. I'm going to show you some of the things you can do with a dead man switch. We are back in the shop, and this is the best place to show you how a dead man switch works. As I said before, you can plug anything that's 110 volts into it, as long as it takes, you know, a 110 outlet. And you can be a lot safer, and sometimes it's a matter of convenience. Right now, we're talking about safety. I do a lot of small projects that I have to put on my belt sander, and I do them one at a time. Sometimes I stop, I have to go over to the other side of the room, pick something up, come back over. I don't like to leave the belt sander on. Anything can happen. Something could fall off the shelf or whatever, or a squirrel could come in and try to use it as a treadmill. I don't know, but I like the power to be off. So I hooked up the dead man switch to the belt sander, and I'll show you how that works. There is the dead man switch, and there is the belt sander. So all I need to do is just walk over here and step on the switch. Belt sander's going, do my project, step off the switch, and it stops. A lot safer, a lot more convenient. And I can use that with any of the tools in here. Like I said, it doesn't have to just necessarily be the bandsaw. It can be the table saw, it can be my drill press, my bandsaw over there. I said bandsaw before, I meant belt sander. I get those two confused. Come on, I'm old. The planer, anything that I have that I want to control and have just a little bit extra safety. Another convenient thing that you can do, and I said I think a couple of years ago, I was going to put a central vacuum system in here. That hasn't happened, but it's nice to have a switch on the vacuum if I'm using the table saw. Before I explain it, let me just show you what I'm going to do. Well, there's the vacuum over there. As you can see, the shop is a mess, and I am going to clean it before I start any more projects. But there's the vacuum over there. And what I've been doing is just taking the hose off, putting it into my table saw, and then I will turn it on. It'll be running, and then I'll do whatever I'm doing on the table saw. Then I'll stop, and then I have to go shut off the vacuum. So why not just hook up the dead man switch right directly to the vacuum? Yeah, the hose is in the way, but we can fix that. All right, so what I've done is I just hooked up the vacuum hose to the table saw and then the dead man switch to the vacuum. Now, the most important thing is to make sure that all your cords reach where you're going. And I can put the dead man switch safely by the table saw. Now all I have to do, push on the switch. You can hear the vacuum running. Turn on the table saw. And as you can hear, the vacuum stopped. What I also could do is just plug the vacuum and the table saw into a power strip, plug the power strip into the dead man switch, and both of them would stop at the same time. That might be a much better idea. But I like this. I can turn on the vacuum whenever I want. It's a little more convenient. Another convenient thing that I can do with the dead man switch is I can hook it up to a light. Now I have a light right up here. A lot of times I'll turn that light on. It's plugged into my power switch, my power strip rather, and I'll turn the light on, and then I'll go to the other end of the shop, forget about the light being on, and leave, and I leave the light on for 2 or 3 days. So instead of doing that, I can hook the switch right up to this. That way you step off, don't need the light anymore. Step on it, I've got a nice light so I can see what I'm doing with whatever work surface I'm using. Now right now, I'm standing in front of my little bandsaw. If I plug the dead man switch into the power strip, then I can turn on my bandsaw. I have my light. Let go of the switch, the bandsaw shuts off, the light goes off. The only thing is, remember, you got to turn this off when you're done. But I've got the power switch hooked into the dead man switch now, so it also means if I want to use my chop saw or anything else that's close, I have the chop saw over there. I have my planer right here, and I'm going to use it for the planer as well, because quite often I have to step away from the planer for a minute or two, and I can just step off the switch, it shuts off, I can come back, hit the switch, and I'm back in business. So that is, that's a few things right there that you can do. I'm sure you can come up with some more ideas. Dead man switch. It sounds kind of scary, but it's really not. And they do really help you out, especially in a small shop like this. I'm going to get a few more, and I'm going to hook this up permanently so I don't leave the lights on all the time or forget to turn off my equipment. Look at this. This is nice. I step away, I go out, works well. That's a dead man switch. That's some of the things you can do with it. If you have other ideas, please leave a comment and let me know. Because, you know, up until just recently, I never even thought of one of these things. So if you got more ideas, I'd love to hear them, and I'd love to share them with everybody else. That's going to do it for the Old Guy Network for this week. And I sure do appreciate you stopping by the trailer hood. For the Old Guy Network, I'm the Old Guy. I'm the OG, and I'm out.